I started in this business when I was 19 years old. When I killed somebody, boom, 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 I used a hollow head. Jimmy Hoffa was one of my best customers. Every time he had a headache, I was the aspirin.
Obviously, we hear different stories.
I didn't hear stories, you heard it.
Phil Leonetti?
Yes.
He makes up stories.
Yes. Salvi Testa was the purest young killer.
But everybody says that. Leonetti also believes Salvi Testa was a great guy.
Leonetti's a phony. He wanted to kill him.
How much time did you spend with Nicky Scarfo?
I hated him. He was evil.
You said that to Angelo Bruno. They're going to kill Nicky.
I'm not going to repeat that. Why should I repeat it? You didn't hear me?
So you had nothing to do with the Quaaludes and the cocaine at that time?
They set me up. Guess who went to jail?
What did you learn from Skinny Razor?
He taught me, number one, don't trust nobody. I know what that meant.
How did those conversations take place between you and Merlino?
Merlino's nothing. He knows nothing. He's the dumbest man in the world. Spit on the ground.
What happened with Sonny Liston, 1954? What's the...
See, you don't even know that. I got to help you.
That's why I have you here. How'd you become a boss, though? Because that's where the controversy comes in.
What's the controversy? Me, Angelo Bruno, and Carlo Gambino. All three of us cut our fingers. Nobody could touch me. I killed more people than cancer.
30 seconds. Did you ever think you would make it? I feel I'm so close, I could taste sweet victory. I know this life meant for me. Yeah, why would you bet on Goliath when we got Bet David? Valuetainment, giving values contagious. This world of entrepreneurs, we get no value to haters. How they run, homie, look what I become. I'm the one.
My guest today's got a different kind of a story. His story goes all the way back to him being friends with Jimmy Hoffa. And on top of that, he also had a relationship with the man who killed Jimmy Hoffa. Obviously, he was involved in the mob world in a Philadelphia crime family and working with Angelo Bruno, had a chance to do some work with Carlo Gambino. Pretty deep stories here. And on top of that, he ends up in the mid-90s with Joey Merlino when they get out of jail together. He ends up becoming the active boss of the Philadelphia crime family for 4 years until eventually becoming a witness, and he became the highest ranking member of the Mafia family to become a witness and go work with the FBI. So having said that, my guest today, Ralph Natale. Ralph, thank you so much for being a guest today on Valuetainment.
My pleasure.
Appreciate you for coming out.
You just ask the questions and I'll give you the best answers and truthful.
First question, why are you doing this? Why you want to tell this story?
Why?
Yeah.
Why not? Why wouldn't I say, everybody knows who I am and what I was. I started in this business when I was 19 years old, really heavy. I knew every man, every boss, and I worked for the men who were controlled by these men, the culinary workers and the Teamsters. Jimmy Hoffa was one of my best customers. Every time he had a headache, I was the aspirin. It was simple as that. We got along. I became very friendly with Jimmy. I'm the last man that he came to see when he was trying to get the union back by a claim. When he came into South Jersey, called a friend of his in the Teamsters, said, would you call that little guy, tell him I want to see him. I'm at the rickshaw. I like to talk to him. I knew what it was. So I said, okay, he called me. And I went. I went there. I brought two friends with me. I made them sit outside because I didn't trust nobody in those days. And I was good friends with Jimmy. So they sat in the lobby. Ronnie Turchi and Mike Marone, they're both gone. They're under the dirt. And I went in to see him. I saw him talking with John Greeley. He was the Teamster. Went over, we hugged. We always hugged. Because we became friends, besides me doing and taking away his headaches once in a while. When somebody wanted to pull their Teamster local out of his international, and he was and were making speeches and whatever, he called for me. He sent word to the guys, or whoever they were.
What do you mean by you were the aspirin to his headaches? What did you do? What did you do?
Well, let me explain
Please.
it. I went to see the certain gentlemen who were. And I talked to him. He said, no, we're pulling out this and that. I said, do you know what you're doing to yourself? You're doing to Jimmy and the rest of the team? Yes, I do. And you say, no, you're still going to try to pull out? you're going to make a mistake. And that's all I said. I'll see you. And within months, nobody could find that guy. He just disappeared. Then they found him somewhere, laying down with 2 or 3 holes in his head. And that local stood in the International. That's how he built the International. And they loved him because he treated them well. But some men, their ego explodes their sense of propriety. And that's how we became friends. And he never called no one else when he had a headache. That's why he came to see me in the rickshaw. Wanted to sit down. I said, no, let's stand up and talk in a corner. It was by the bar. It was after lunch, it was quiet. He said, Ralph, I'm going to take over the local again, the union, the International, by a claim. He was strong. Jimmy was a strong guy. I said, Jimmy, why are you doing this? You got all the money in the world. I know you have it. You got a great pension. You got a great family. Josie was sleeping upstairs, his wife. What's wrong with you? He said, Ralph, it's the only thing I know how to do. I said to myself, he wasn't a womanizer, like most men are.
He wasn't?
No, definitely not. He wasn't a drunk, and he wasn't a gambler. Here's the things that men do when they have money and time. He didn't do any of these, and I'm telling you because I know. I said, just go back and enjoy your life, Jimmy. You did everything you had to do. I love you. Everybody loves you. Ralph, I'm going to ask you to do something. Please. I know the state of Jersey and all the Teamsters. They love you and they fear you. Please get them to, when I go into the convention, to back me. I said, Jim, I'm going to give you one answer. First of all, a man can't serve 2 kings. You know where I was, what I was almost born into. He says, yes, I do. I said, well, I'm going to have to go and see him. And if that man washes his hands of you, I'll help you. Because I didn't like the punks that were pulling out for him. They promised him this, they promised him that, they gave him nothing. But they gave him freedom. And he had his pension. He had everything. I said, okay, I'll give you a call and I'll let you know. Please, Ralph, I'm going to find out shortly. Shook his hand. I've seen my 2 friends. Okay, somebody, everything's okay. I went to see Angelo Bruno at his home in South Philadelphia, where he was killed right in front of there, but that's another story. Went in, his wife answered her sewer, knocked him quietly. Oh, Ralph, what are you doing here? I said, when the king calls, his people have to come see him. Hey, Ralph, come on in. He said, I know what you got. I know that other guy came into the city. Look at him, like the FBI was. And what do you want now? I said, he asked me to help him, to be Teamster boss again. He said, Ralph, that ain't going to happen. Everything's been done. Agreements paid, everything's done. Tell him to go home and enjoy his life. I said, I told him that already, but he wants me to come and help him. No, don't go near him, don't go by him. After you told him already, well, he don't have to be told again. Send a word with someone else. You stay away from him. I said, but just stay away from him. I'm telling you. What's wrong, Ange? This guy did everything for you, for everybody. Because that's how I was with Ange. Because I was Ange's last moment of everything. He said, the man upstate Jersey, you know who I mean, the man that you went one day and you see he was up on the roof with the pigeons, flying pigeons. You want me to go see him? No, they're going to do it. And they'll take care of this business. My God. I said, is that your last? He said, that's my last time. Okay, good. I'll see you later. I love you. I kiss him on the cheek. And boom, I left. I knew he was going to be dead within, or missing, I didn't know what they were, in 2 or 3 weeks. And he was.
In 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah. Because he called this guy, that guy. He made an agreement with some men that he used to deal with in a mafia family from New York. And when he made this agreement, it was supposed to be binding on either one. They said, we'll send somebody to see and talk to you. And, they send somebody. They send 3 people, the Andretta brothers and Pugillo, his last name, I'm pronouncing his name. The 3 of them went to see him. And he was never saw again. Never. No fine, no nothing. And that was the end of Jimmy Hoffa, because he didn't want to live nice with his family. He wanted to go out and still have that. Here I am. In Philadelphia, Eric Shawn, I think is the broadcaster at Fox News, asked to see me. I went up to see him. I said, what's up? He said, talking about everything. He said, a friend of yours, who's the friend? He said, Frank Sheeran. Frank Sheeran, yes, what did he want from you? He told me he shot and killed Jimmy Hoffa. What? In fact, I saw it filmed. I said, not in a million years is you allowed to get near him. No, but he told me, unbelievable. I told the FBI they're going to get together. I'm going to investigate it. You do it because you've always been nice with people live. You do what you got to do. He's a liar. He wants to beat somebody before he dies because he's sick. I think he's got cancer.
You're saying that?
Yeah. He said, well, okay, good. Lo and behold, he investigated where they found the blood on the floor. Then when the FBI sent the forensic people in, they tested it. It wasn't Jimmy Hoffa's blood. He said he shot him twice. And then when I went up to see him, I went up to see Eric again. I said, what did I tell you? He wouldn't talk to him. What's wrong with you? He said, my mind is, he's a liar. And I said, well, I told you that, but you wanted to be, you did. He said, I'm sorry, I should have listened to you. That's a Jimmy Hoffa story. And they'll never find him, unless it's somebody, one of those three. Now, Tommy Bergiulio, the shooter, as soon as he got in the car, he shot him. And the two Andretti brothers. But Bergiulio's not around because he got killed a couple of months after that. Because he was walking around in New York City. I killed the top guy. I should be getting the top. I should be made a captain. I should be this and that. He was a made man with the union. Because I heard he was doing that. He's putting a spotlight on him. He was killed within that week, after I heard that. He came out of a restaurant in the Italy section. Boom, boom, boom. He was done. No more talking. The Andretti brothers, one stood in New York, and one had time to go. They were doing little odds and ends. They were doing things and making money illegally, but not too much. They skirted. When I got into Lewisburg, a year later, so I don't mark down dates. Who's there? Tommy Andretti. He's in, what the hell was in the block? I think it was A, B, C, D block. I said, he said, Tommy, hey, come over, he hugged me, this, that. Because he knew what I was, and he knew what I would do. Everybody knew. I said, good, I never, how's everything? He said, no, things were getting too hot around there. They picked me up on some, they gave me 10 years and this and that. And I looked at him, I said, my God, look at this. Look what happened to Jimmy. And he was part of it. And when I went to, and Eric, I talked to him after that. He said, I'm so glad you told me that. I was making a fool of myself. Well, I didn't want you to make, I just told you. He did not do it. He's a liar. So that's that story with Jimmy Hoffa.
Did you ever meet Frank? Like, did you know who he was?
I knew him since he used to come in to the bar that, and I'm going to bring another name up to you. Skinny Razor. Did you ever hear that name?
Of course. Yeah, he's the
you heard
boss's
it from
mentor.
From the guys that, what's that?
He's the boss's mentor. He was a guy that...
he's my mentor.
He was yours. He was Scarfo's. He was...
Scarfo, no, he hated Scarfo. Please don't, and I know you were told this, the people you had in here are making a story up. That's why
Phil Leonetti makes up stories?
Who?
Phil Leonetti?
Yes.
He makes up stories?
Yes. He's not the killer he's supposed to be.
Phil Leonetti makes up stories?
Yes.
I mean, it's been, I wouldn't say that to you without knowing that Skinny Razor was known as a guy that...
Skinny Razor was the most feared man in the United States.
One of the most feared men? Oh, absolutely.
In the United States.
Oh, absolutely.
And he wouldn't talk to them people. Wouldn't talk to Phil Leonetti or Nicky Scarfo. He became, when he got 45 years, he became a witness. The only time I became a witness was at the end when I took in Joe Molino they made them all swear, you got to take care of my family, because they needed help in the city. They were I was the one that put that group together. Nobody else. I said, but you got to promise me one thing on our blood. If something happens to me, whether I get killed or I go to jail, you go and bring an envelope every month, and bring it over to my wife. Joey, yeah, I remember all this shit. Good. You know what happened? Not a dime. Not a dime. That's what they are. That's why I'm here. A little bit.
What's Joey got to do with Leonetti and Scarfo, though?
Joey's there. They were together as brothers one time. Leonetti's not. Scarfo is a sick man. He was born sick. He's going to die sick. And Leonetti, he wanted Leonetti to be. See, you got the story first, and you believed it. He wanted Leonetti to be honored and wrote about in the paper like other people. That's what he wanted. He wanted them to be like, he wanted him to be like Salvi Testa. Salvi Testa was the purest young killer.
But everybody says that. So what you're saying right there is to challenge you a little bit.
But why would he challenge me?
Well, no, to challenge you on that a little bit. Leonetti also believed Salvi Testa was a great guy.
Well, because he's telling you, you're listening to him.
But you're saying the same thing.
No, I'm not. I said Salvi was. Leonetti's a phony.
No. Leonetti said Salvi's also a great guy.
Oh, and you believe that? He hated him.
Guy?
He wanted to kill him. He was told to kill him when he had a chance.
Because he reported to Scarfo.
Nicky Scarfo hated all them kids from downtown.
Of course, everyone knows that.
Well, what do you say? Everyone that you're telling me something about?
No, everyone knows that. No, and listen, when Scarfo
what
passed
did you
away,
tell me?
When Scarfo passed away 3 years ago, not a lot of people showed up to his funeral. You know, there was not a lot of people.
I know? He was hated. He hated me.
Yeah.
He would curse God. Because I asked Angelo Bruno many years before that, I'm going to go kill Nicky. He's going to cause us problems with Atlantic City.
You said that to Angelo Bruno. They're going to kill Nicky.
I'm not going to repeat that. Why should I repeat it? You didn't hear me? I said it. And you know what he said to me? Don't you dare. As his uncles came over, they were on the boat with me. The war that we had with the Americanized gangsters, because when they came off the boat, they called them zips. And they start biting at this, the numbers, everything, every little gambling house. That's what happened. Nicky Scarfo was scum. He did everything wrong. You see what he did? How he conducted himself. He hated him. He hated Salvi Testa. He hated Nicky. He hated when his father became boss. He hated it. But he did what he had to do. Nicky Scarfo, I wouldn't treat him if I turned my back. That's what he was.
You wouldn't what? I couldn't hear you.
I wouldn't treat him if I turned my back on him.
Wow.
And did you see what Leonetti told when he went and gave whatever he
testimony.
did? Testimony. He said, and my uncle told me to build the wall behind his kitchen and then the yard, and then there was an alleyway. He wanted me to build in a wall 8 foot tall, with cinder blocks. Why do you want me to build this wall? He said, because Ralphie asked Ange to kill me, and Ange turned him down. But he ain't going to listen to Ange, because he'll come up and kill me if it's easy. And that's proof. He said it. You're a man that told you this. And Leonetti never did nothing. He said he killed 20. He killed in his brain. And he listened. You listen to him, fine. It's up to you. Nobody's like me. Nobody. I'm not telling you to believe it. I killed more people than cancer. For Angelo Bruno. For Joe Batters in Chicago. For the head of the Teamsters, head of the Coleman. Whenever they needed me, I was there. Everybody in Chicago belonged to Joe Batters. I was in prison already in Lewisburg. I had a visit in Lewisburg with my wife and some other girlfriends of hers whose husbands were in there. They drove up from South Jersey. 2 cops that were watching us. And listen, said, Ralph, when you're done, go see the captain. He wants to see you. I said, for what? What is it? He said, he's got some people there. Some people. I went down. I walked in. The captain, there's 6, 7 suits. FBI. I looked at them. He said, these are gentlemen from the FBI. They want to speak to you. And I think you should listen to them. I said, okay. I said, now, what do you fellas want? He said, we were told to offer you complete freedom. I just started the 27-year sentence. The 3 years I had, almost 2.5, something like that. We'll give you a certain amount of money to live. You'll have nobody bother you, no law, no nothing. We want the information on Angelo Bruno, on Tony Arcado. I looked at him, I said, you got the wrong guy. But you just started, you're going to have to do this. You got the wrong man. They walked out. And I went there, and that's what I said to them. You see, it's on film. I never told anybody I killed anybody or doing it. Tommy Leonetti. Leonetti sees me, he'll run. As old as I am, he'll run down the street. And that's the story about them.
So you were getting ready to tell a story about Skinny Razor, John.
Skinny Razor was
your mentor.
Was the most feared man in the United States.
What made him feared?
He was 19 years old. Al Capone was. They were having that war between the Irish and Al Capone and his men and whatever. He came to Philadelphia and they made arrangements. A detective search him, find a gun on him. And they'll give him 1 year. He wanted to get away for a year. Too many guys were getting killed back and forth. He was with Al Silverberg. Al Silverberg once started with Murder Incorporated, was proficient at killing. Al Silverberg, Al Capone, and his lawyer. They were talking. He said, is this the young man you told me about? Skinny told me. Skinny told me this word for word. He said, I was so poor. My pants were thin from washing them, from doing this. I was freezing that day. And he said, I'm Al Capone. I said, yes, Mr. Silverberg. He said, here's a piece of paper. He told me what he thinks of you, that you will do anything to better yourself. Yes, I would. Here's your name. There's 8 names on there. I'm going to go away for a year. And when I come home, I don't want to see or hear or have any evidence that they were ever alive. I'm leaving it up to you. And this man told me, Al Silverberg stood for you. Al Silverberg was some guy. Before he went away, got caught in a murder in the central part of the country with another man, Jeff Newman. They were with the Jew mob. He took the paper, everything from what they said. He said, I will tell you, you will be sent word where to go when you go, and you'll live somewhere right outside in the suburbs. They'll give you a little car. And if you are what Al Silverberg says you are, you're going to be made the rest of your life. And that's what happened. And he told Ange, well, after that, when he came home from Chicago and all, he said, Ange, I'm going to go see my friend down in Florida. He had a guy that owned a nice little hotel. Not a big, but a nice little one. Mm-hmm. This is what I told Ralphie. If Ange needs anything, he'll call you. I told him you're the only one he can trust in this city. And I know what you do because I went with him on a couple things, and he loved it. He said, "You son of a bitch, you know what you're doing." He went to Chicago. He cleaned them right up. Cleaned everybody. The war stopped. Stop. You want to talk about... Go ask Leonetti and Nicky Scarfo and all them crumbs. They know nothing. They were told nothing, and they know nothing. But I seen it. It comes from my mouth. I seen, I heard, and I know it. And I was there on a couple of things with him. He took me. He saw something in me, and I thanked him. And we were friends for my life. And he stood for me, and Al Silverberg, and he came in with an old girlfriend of his, piercing blue eyes, shook my, Ralphie, I heard a lot about you. I said, I heard volumes about you. Mr. Silverback, no, Al, because Skinny loves you. I said, and I love him. He said, take care of him. I said, I will. They're true stories. They're things that happen, and everybody knows it.
Very convincing. Your method of storytelling is very convincing.
Well, I'm not a story man. I can't tell a lie. When I was a little boy, I found out liars are nothing, and you always have a problem. These guys, I'm going to be this. Leonetti this. Leonetti was in Lewisburg. I was in Lewisburg at the time. And they were all down there, the prisoners waiting to get the sentence. Then they brought him back to the city. He got 45 years, or 40 years. He's shitting his pants, excuse my language. And he become a witness immediately. Immediately. Now, you tell me, they might please you. You might be pleased with them. If I don't please you, you'll have to excuse my language and the way but I'm telling you the truth. I can do anything I want when you're telling the truth. When you tell them a lie, you'll find out.
What else did you learn from Skinny Razor? What were some of the things he taught you when he was mentoring you?
He taught me, number one, don't trust nobody. I know what that meant. He didn't mean everybody. He meant nobody. It would be, if you talk to him, your life would be different. Your life. Not to be a criminal, not to them. We know that. But your life would be different because you meet a man's man. What he did in his lifetime was unreal. Unreal. Every boss in the country paid honor to him, money-wise and with respect. Nicky Scarfo, Leonetti, they never come near his saloon because they were afraid. Why? Nobody was going. They were afraid. Even when he was a made man, Nicky, he's the worst. The worst. And I would have, if they didn't build that thing, then I went to jail after that. I've been in jail a lot of years. Leonetti, he shit in his pants when he heard he got that sentence. When they had me in Florida before the judge getting sentenced on something else, the prosecutors asked them to sentence me on the dangerous special offender. Check all this stuff. You could get 25 years on a single count of any counts that you have in your... Oh, my God, I said, these motherfuckers, what they did. They want to take me away from my family. But I took myself away. I blame myself. Nobody else. But all of a sudden, they called me... Forget what they said. Things I never was. I killed this. I was here. I did. What are they talking about? And Jake Cosman was Angelo Bruno's best friend. Two fine men. There are fine men around, like you, the people that work for you, who would never do anything like that. But I was born into it. I'm still a nice man, but I'm still me. Anybody comes near my family, or I'm going to go kill him. Nobody comes near my family. Thank God. You're going to compare Nicky Scarfo, that crumb that he is, with me? With Leonetti was, he's shitting his pants. He didn't do a day.
Ralph, how vicious were you? Like
I'm going to. When I killed somebody for somebody, but good reason. I didn't go out and kill innocent people. But when I did it like Skinny did it. I shot him 2 or 3 times right in the face. If I could, if not, I hit him in the back of the head. But in the face. They die without a pain. I made a joke of it. I never hurt anybody. Boom, boom, boom. I used the hollow heads. You know what hollow heads are? That's all I used. And then the Lord knew I did it. That's Ralphie. That's right. Couldn't prove it. Well, I had to plead to 6 murders on my last one. So they let me plead and this and that there. And I went home to my wife and family. They visited me every day, not every day, but every time of visiting, no matter where I was, in Lewisburg, in Atlanta Federal Prison. I went to all the high ones, and they loved me. Every time I walked in, I was welcome. See if See if Phil Leonetti ever walked in a prison and got welcomed like I did. You could write a script for that, all of this. I could give you a script about Salvi Testa. He took vengeance. Did you know that? For the people that killed his father?
Phil.
No. Salvi Testa killed the people that killed his father. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Salvi was loved by everybody, though.
You had to love him. You know why? He was not a guy to pick on anybody that was weaker. He wasn't a liar. The last time I saw him before, and I went to prison then, and all was Ralphie. It's Salvi. He lived up the street, on Shunk Street, and on the corner lived Angelo Bruno's daughter and son-in-law. Come on, man. He said, Ralph, you got to help me. I said, what? He said, my father wants to send me to Temple University. I don't want to go to... This is him. I don't want to go to no university. I can't be... I want to be me. I looked at him. He meant it. He was 17, 18 years old. I said, Salvi, he's looking out for me. I know that. And his mother had cancer at the time. She was going to die. He said, I can't do it to please my father that way. I love my father. But I'm not going to go to no university. I'm going to be what he was and what he's doing and what I'm going to do. Shook hands. He kissed me. I never saw me because I went away to prison real fast. He wrote the story on vengeance. He was a man. Nicky wanted Leonetti to be sort of like, he couldn't carry his toothbrush. And that's the truth.
I don't think Phil wanted the life, though.
What?
I don't think Phil wanted the life at
well,
all.
Wait a minute. See what you said? It's true. No, wait, it's true. But he did it because he was afraid of his uncle.
Sure.
Tell his uncle, tell your uncle, kill me then. If you're a man, would you let your uncle or your father tell you got to go do this, and you go do it? You don't want to do it? Then you're lying to yourself.
How much time did you spend with Nicky Scarfo?
Me?
Yeah.
Not too much.
Not too much.
When we grew up, I hated him because he was evil.
How old were you when you met him first? You and Nicky?
I was going to junior high school, mm-hmm. and he used to hang on the corner there. That's when we knew when, and then but I saw in his eyes that he wasn't true. He wanted to kill people. What, to be a killer? He wasn't a killer. He was a savage.
What's the difference?
The killers are killers. That's his job. That's the difference. I had a job. That was my job.
What's the difference?
I didn't know the difference between that. If I did, I'd be a doctor today. I'd be taking care of you when you come in.
You once said you wanted to kill your dad. How was your relationship with your dad?
Let me explain that. Where we lived in South Philly was on Morton Street, and on 10th and Morton was a Civil War cemetery. Right opposite of George Washington School, the little street, was a Civil War cemetery. Well, they decided to dig that up and make it a playground for everybody, a whole 4 square blocks, city blocks. We used to go as boys, 11, 12 years old, jump and play. And we were doing it one night, and I forgot it was late. It was like 9:30, 9:45. My father said, you better get in at 9 o'clock. So I come in. The door was locked. Who's there behind the door? My father. And he did time in the Eastern State Pen for attempted murder. Long time ago. I said, you son of a bitch. I told you come in at a certain time. I'm looking at him. This guy didn't go to work, just hustled numbers, took bets, took everything. And he's looking, that's how fast my mind went. And I walked in, I started to walk. You son of a bitch. And he got his foot. When you want to kick someone, you don't kick him. But if you want to kick him, you kick them from the side. That means you're nothing but a tramp. I'm kicking you. Well, he kicked me a shot here. Knocked me forward. Bounced off the entry wall. I turned around and I told him, don't you ever touch me again, because I'll kill you. He knew I would. I didn't know I would. But look what I said. That's how I started. I gave my soul to the devil.
How old were you?
12. When I knew what I would become, I knew it. I couldn't help it. And yet, I'm nice with my family, my wife, my children, other people's children. I'm nice with men like you and workers, and I am. I never impose my will upon another man unless that man is bad. That's my life.
Did your relationship end up being good with your dad or no? With your father?
No, it never was good. My mother wasn't too hot either. She hated me sometimes. Smacked me, hit me. She said, "You got to do the dishes today." I did the dishes. I helped her.
Let me ask you a question. You know, I'm big on looking at eyes, okay? And I think you can read a lot of people through when you look at their eyes.
You're like me.
Yeah, when you look at someone's eyes, it tells a story. When I look at your eyes, I see that there's rage. You can tap into a rage side. You just talked about your mom and dad. You talked about the fact that your mom would say, "Go wash the dishes," and then she would.
My mother was not a real mother.
Right, and then your father as well. The fact that you had your experience. Would you say your rage came from your parents?
It could be. They were terrible to me. I was raised from, and she had another boy. I have a brother, a younger brother, but he's not me. And I loved him. I showed him how to hit a baseball, how to do things. He's 5 years younger than me. And he became something else. So I left him alone. He left me alone. I called him a couple of times. He never returned my call.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't overcome that.
So you met a lot of different people because you come from a couple different generations. Who were some of the folks you met when you were coming up? Some of the big names. You met Capone. Did you meet some of those names?
They were the big names to me. But you mean Frank Sinatra?
Frank Sinatra.
Of course I met him. I met him when he was appearing. I'm glad you asked about him. At the Latin Casino in South Jersey. He had to go and say hello to Angelo Bruno, because Bruno wasn't going in there to see him, because he didn't like nightclubs and things and drinking and all. So the chief calls me up. I call him the chief. "What's up?" He said, "You got to pick up Frank Sinatra." Frank Sinatra, because he knew I didn't like him anyway, because Frank Sinatra's a bully. I said, "Yeah, okay." At the Latin? Yeah, pick him up. And this and that. I said, "Okay, good." And he was cocky. He thought I was just a pickup guy, picking him up. "Oh, yeah. Okay, kid, yeah. What do you do?" "Yeah, okay. You want to sit in the front, Mr. Sinatra?" I said. "Or you want to sit in the back?" "No, I'll sit in the front with you." Anyway, I drove him over. Oh, Frank said, yeah, all the neighbors, they were coming out. They heard he was coming. He's maybe the greatest pop singer that ever lived. But he stinks as a man, and he always did. He went in, and Sue said, "Come on, no, I'm going to sit outside, get some air. I see some people I know I'm going to say something to." Okay. Well, after an hour, they just were short and good. Come out. Ange stood at the door. Everybody waved at Ange. God bless him. Nice man. Really. Anyway, boom. I said, "You want to sit in the front?" "No, I'll sit in the front with you." All at once I seen his manner changed. "I didn't know you were. You don't have to know anything about me. I'm just nice to you because of Angelo Bruno. And he's nice to me because he likes me." And that was all that was said all the way back. No Frank Sinatra, no this, no. They're the people, they didn't matter to me. And the most important person, after many years, is my wife.
What was your involvement in Atlantic City?
And Atlantic City was a dirty dish town. It had nothing after the original. People were almost starving. They weren't working. They weren't doing anything. When I went, usually I drive Ange to New York. He goes to the social clubs. "I don't want to go there. I'll stay outside. We'll go here or there." That's all. Go see. And he comes back. He said, Come on, we're going for a ride. I know where I meant to go. Okay. He was a heavy smoker,
Ange.
Oof. I take him. We go to, he said, stay outside. You don't have to come to the club. Say hello to the guy, because they all knew me as being Angelo Bruno's chauffeur. And I put chatting. A half hour or so, he comes out, come on, we're going to go take a ride to a hotel. Well, hotel where? He said, I know where it's at. I'll show you. We drive. Guess what? The hotel. The Waldorf Astoria. We went in. I sat down. He went in. We went to the elevator, went up. A couple hours passed. 2, 3 hours, and the elevator door opened. Who comes out? Ange. Who's walking behind him? Carlo Gambino, bosses above all bosses. I said, oh my God. They must have had some speech up there with it. They had a suite since Luciano had it. They go and have meetings up there at that time. Ange walked over, and I see Carlo's looking straight at me. I stay still. It's bad manners to approach a boss, especially one like him, too fast. Never step after a man too fast, whether he's a boss or he's dangerous. I just stood there. He walked over. He went, come here. Walked over. He put his hand out. I never put your hand out to a boss. Who are you to go shake him? He put his hand out, and I better shake his hand, because I wouldn't have a hand left. I shook his hand and said, that's the young man I keep telling you about. Oh, yes. Ange told me about you, that you were a capable man. Capable means one thing in that language. You're able to do what I try to be, I said. Okay. He said, we came up with an idea, and walk out with us. We want to tell you about it. My God, they're going to... It made me feel like I was Don Cheech. He said, we're talking about Atlantic City. Ange told me that you took over Local 170 in Camden. They had a problem. You took it over. They had an election. You won. Yeah. Yes, I did. But I give him my time. He said, my sons came back. Their lawyers go to Wall Street. They know there's business. They're trying to raise money for Atlantic City to make it into a casino town. My God. Look at who's behind it. And he said, we have to send one guy to go see our friend, I didn't say his name, our friend in Chicago. We want you, if it works, you run that union. Well, I got it now. But you run that union. They got another union down there. We're going to get that union and your union to come together, and we're going to make you run it, the whole thing, because we want a casino town. My God. And that's how I met Carlo Gambino. And then everything started to bloom. Get this one. They start pushing it. When it came up for election, the referendum to pass, they lost. Not much, but they lost. Now, prior to that, I went to them and said, they need some money, the people that are trying to put the paper, for everything. Oh, yeah, we're going to give so much. I said, good, I can count on you. They gave this when this was needed. Imagine people owning property, owning beat-up hotels so you could sell, make another hotel. They didn't give nothing. I said, call a meeting next week. I'm going to meet everybody. And call the building trades to come in. Tell them Ralphie said it. I didn't say Ralph Natale. I didn't have to. I was known as Ralphie. Well, next week they were over there and I came in. Hey, brother, let's not talk. This is not a friendly talk. We're going to try to push that again, the next vote. And I'm going to tell you how much every one of you are going to have to put in. They put big money up. And we got extra money from Philadelphia because I went up there. And John McCullough was alive at the time. You don't know John McCullough. He was a Marine hero in the Second World War. And Nicky Scarfo had him killed because of Atlantic City. He went and told, I said, John, and John wasn't afraid of anybody. I said, John, we need more money from you. He run the building trades. plumbers, thing. They're all making big money. This is what we need. And lo and behold, they put up a bundle up for Atlantic City because they were transferring guys and getting them jobs and everything. And this is the reason that Nicky Scarfo hated John McCullough. That's another reason. And Nicky Scarfo talked to Stubider, Philip Tester. Stubider. You know Stubider, what it means? Okay. He talked to him, talked to me. He said, we got to kill him because he's going to get us in trouble. They gave money for this and that. Phil Tester didn't know anything about business. He said, let me do it. I'll take it. You ain't got nothing to do with it. He did it. He called Long John, who was Angelo Bruno's so-called legitimate partner in the vending, cigarettes, cigars, and told him, we're going to have to kill this guy. Well, they put it together. They go there on a Christmas week. John already went home. He's on the phone talking, and the guy with the bundle of flowers and all, oh, yeah, Mrs. McCullough, yeah, can I bring these in? I said, yeah, okay, good. This guy brings the flowers, puts them down, pulls out a gun. Boom, 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 boom. Kills John McCullough while he's talking on the phone in front of his wife, and then leaves. This kid, this junkie, he's doing life. This junkie was told by Long John, who was involved with the whole thing, that's Angelo Bruno's partner. Mention that. And told him, don't worry, we're going to fix everything up. You're going to be a high man in the local. Kill him. And that's how John McCullough got killed. Under the orders from here, Nicky Scarfo, telling Long John, and he got this kid to go in and kill him. You want me to like them? Long John was a crumb, just like Nicky Scarfo. He was deadly afraid of Nicky.
What was the relation? Did Carlo Gambino ask you to do something with John Gotti? What happened with you and Gotti? There was something happened with you and John Gotti.
John Gotti, I never liked. I'll tell you what he did. What he did. He was in Lewisburg with Joe McGrill. They were both doing a little bit. They started to talk. Both were braggarts. Joe McGrill, ex-fighter, tough guy, this, that. Joe McGrill told him, I got Atlantic City. It's the truth. This is mine. I'll get whatever I want. I run the union. They said, you run the union. We thought, Ralphie. No, I do it. Oh, yeah? He did, huh? He said that? Yeah. Fuck Ralphie. Oh, he said that? Yeah, okay. Now, Joe McGrill became, and John Gotti got what he told him. It's going to be my union. He went home, went to New York City, and Della Croce was his friend. He told him, I'm going to get this Irish guy, he's going to give it, and he'll do anything we want. And if he doesn't, we'll do what we have to do. Hey, okay. He's already got Atlantic City, John Gotti. I said to Messiah, he's got Della Gotti. I said, I got to kill this guy. He's running back with every tail, and he's making it really into a thing that's going to happen. But it wasn't going to happen because I still was outside. Because I was waiting for Mr. McGrill to come home. And that's what I said about, I don't care about John Gotti. John Gotti gets his hair fixed with a barber every day. John Gotti killed D.B. D.B. was the pornographer king. He was having trouble in Philadelphia because he put two places there. And his partners was Angelo Bruno, Carlo Gambino. They shared everything. And it was him. Decent guy. Did everything. Had his own studios like you got, everything. I said, my God, everything's coming together over here. What's this guy? Now, John Gotti he bets. He couldn't win if he knew who was going to win. And then he bet anything. He was up to here with that. He'd go to him. He'd give him so much pay and all. But it got to be one day. He said, John, what are you doing? $25,000, $30,000 on a weekend. I can't afford that. You're making money. Well, I'm not making that kind of money. And turned him down for that one time. After that, He killed him. John Gotti killed Di Benedetto. Killed him for no reason, a good guy. That paid his debts off. John Gotti. Let's get back to Atlantic City. We went to 3 bosses. I only answered to 3 bosses. Angelo Bruno, Carlo Gambino, and Joe Batters. They told me, you do what you have to do to keep that, because that's going to be our city. That was a wide open order. And I did. And we made it. And as soon as they gave them they vote, we won, guess who went to jail? I went to jail. They had me on Charlie Allen, this guy, the insurance guy. We had an insurance guy. Insurance guy gave up. I helped the Jewish guy burn his furniture store down. He said he had $1 million worth of insurance. You do? Okay. I want half of that. You keep the other half. And go make another store.
Is this Mr. Living Room guy?
Mr. Living Room. And I went to jail. And all hell, when I went away, all hell broke loose. Walked around like this, Nicky Scarfo, Leonetti. Oh my God, what happened? I said, what happened? Now you hear these stories, and they have no proof. They never did anything in any casino town. They weren't allowed in Vegas. Before I became, with Ed Handley, the head of the culture, all them people, when we got off the plane one time, me and Mike Marone, the lieutenant, captain, they were there to pick us up. You ain't coming here. Well, I never did. You're not coming here unless you want to see the desert, they said. They were known to bury guys in the desert, the cops, when they were real bad. That's what I know. So we all got together and we ended up, after that, I could go anywhere with Ed Handley, and we could do what we wanted to do in Atlantic City. We all started to make money on the insurance. Imagine having 30,000 members paying you insurance for health insurance or any other insurance you have. Don't you have to give, if you're going to make it with that 30,000, if you're going to make 10,000, don't you have to give me a few pennies? Because I'm the guy that sent them over to see you. And it works that way.
That's how you were making that money at that time in Atlantic City?
Yeah.
Is that also the time with the 500,000 Quaaludes and 10 kilos of cocaine, or no?
Oh, no. They set me up. I didn't sell that. My cousin Raymond and Charlie Allen set me up. Raymond was saying, I'm going to lose my house. And it's me, like the jerk-off that I am. I said, you're not lying, are you? No. Him and Charlie Allen set me up in Florida, and they took me away. Nice, huh? My wife and children all by themselves. But we did okay.
So you had nothing to do with the Quaaludes and the cocaine at that time?
I was going to help them.
Oh, to help them with
money.
I got it, yeah. So let's fast forward. So now let's fast forward. You end up doing time. You're in jail, I think, with Joey Merlino. Mm-hmm. And you guys are together. He knows that you're have some experience in the past, obviously with Angelo Bruno, mm-hmm. and his father. He comes from a family. He has a certain lineage. How did those conversations take place between you and Merlino to then you becoming a boss?
Well, it's very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Merlino owed everybody in the city of Philadelphia a lot of money. Nobody trusted him. Now, he had a crew, Michael Chang, who got killed, mm-hmm. and the rest of them. He had a crew. And he had something that I didn't have. There was nobody around but them. And he told me everything that they had and this and that. He was going to do this. Good. You're going to do that? Okay. I'm going to back you. I sent word to New York. Anybody goes near Joe Merlino, I'm going to kill him. I didn't say I'm going to hurt them. I'm going to kill them. It's the only way to say to people that know that. And they know where it comes from. And this is what he is, what Joe Merlino ended up being, a punk. I went to trial, got found guilty, and then I said, okay, I'm going to go in. I said, send me an envelope. We made a deal. I sent word to them. Send my wife an envelope for her to live on. You know what they got for 1 year? I waited a year. Nothing. I said, now I'm facing another one. I called the FBI. I want to talk to you. And that's how I became a witness at the end of my career. Look at them. And when I got in there, I said, and these punks, and the judge said, I'll use the words I want to use. He gave me as much as they got, 13 years, and he gave me 13 years. Isn't that nice? And I did it every fucking day. Those punks. Joe Molino. 2. And how about when they killed poor Salvi? I know his whole story.
Let's go back to Merlino, though. So when you were in jail...
Merlino's nothing. He knows nothing. He's the dumbest man in the world. He's a liar. You listen to him, you'll build a house for him. He's a liar. He's a boy. He owes everybody. Everybody that had anything to do with him. I see him, oh my God. He is a punk. I call them punks every day. The judge, they're punks. That's why I give me 13, give them 13. Fuck them. I did time before, I did 16. Another 13 is 39 years. In bad joints.
How'd you become a boss, though? Because that's where the controversy comes in.
What's the controversy?
So you're in jail, you're in prison with Joey, you guys are thinking about coming out, there's a strategy to create a war because it's an opportunity for you to take over, you and Joey, and then, you know.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
I became a boss because I said, I'm the boss. I came home. Anybody that doesn't like it, I don't hide. I drive around to go to the track. You could come. I was under parole, and I had a pistol on me. Go ahead, let him come. You know how many people said that? Nobody. Excuse me for raising my voice. It's just, I remember what my wife had to do.
So you came out and no one swore you in. You became a boss. There was no...
I was sworn in already I even forgot to tell him the only swearing in that I ever had was me, Angelo Bruno, and Carlo Gambino. All three of us cut our finger. Carlo said, that's got to be a president. We want it that way. You belong to me, and you belong to Ange now. That's why they sent me to Chicago. Nobody could touch me. That's why. And if you want to listen to people that I don't know what you're doing, but God
I've never
bless
met Joey, so you need to. I've never met Joey.
He's a punk. He's a liar, and he's afraid of people. I saved his life. They wanted to kill him from New York. I said, I'll put my life up for him. Ask him. You know what he's done to people? The money he owes to people. His mother, he destroyed. Why even talk about it?
You guys both got out in 2011.
I don't
right?
know.
Did you stay at the same place or no?
Where?
You and Joey.
So what same place?
Same prison.
No.
He was at a different place than you were.
He couldn't stay with me. As old as I was, I beat the shit out of him. That punk. He don't know how to fight. That's what he is. I'm telling you what they are. They cheat on everybody. They did everything. He hurt everybody. He owes everybody. Now he's walking the street, the boss. He made himself the boss. He's the boss. Nobody looks at him. He can't get nobody. Him and Leonetti were like this when they were friends. They couldn't come near Salvi Tesla. They couldn't come near him. A true man. A true man.
Do you still keep in contact with any of the mob at all?
No.
No one.
Why should I?
You don't communicate
They don't
with
take
anyone?
him. No. If I want to, I can go to anywhere and I'll be welcome. The guys from New York were all in Lewisburg. They loved me because I was true with them. I didn't lie to them.
Going back to when we were talking about Frank Sheeran and we're talking about...
Frank Sheeran's a liar.
Yeah.
He's a pathetic...
Have you seen Irishman?
No, I didn't see it.
You
no.
didn't see it?
No.
You know the story of it, what it's about?
Yeah.
So you already know it's not a true story.
It's not true. Even the people that made it now said it. They made a movie on a lie. 3 old men killed and took that money. Oh, they would be ashamed of themselves. Pacino, whoever the other guys, they're old. I'm old, but I'm not old.
What do you mean by they're old?
I'm old.
You said they're old. What do you mean by
they're old? They're their age. They're not my age because they can't do nothing. What I mean? They can't do nothing.
I don't know what that means. They can't do nothing.
Well,
they don't have the.
They can't kill me.
Capable.
They're not
Yeah,
capable.
of course.
What am I going to tell you? I'm trying to make it look good. They're going to.
Yeah.
My God.
Last story here before we go through speed round. What happened with Sonny Liston with Cassius Clay, 1954? What's the story with that?
I'm going to say it's very simple. Sonny Liston was managed by Blinky Palermo. You know who Blinky Palermo was? See, you don't even know that. I got to help you. If I live here, Blinky,
my historian.
Okay, Blinky Palermo and Frankie Carbo from New York ran the boxing game.
Okay.
You have to understand, Blinky Palermo had Sonny Liston. He used to train in Philadelphia for that fight, for Cassius Clay. What happened? Cassius Clay was, first he opened up at 11-1 underdog. Then it went to 10-1 and stood that way. Blinky told our friend, the champ, said, listen, you got to take a dive for this one. You're using too much heroin, because Blinky would have killed him. Blinky weighed 112 pounds. He would have killed him. He said, what am I supposed to do, kill you? You're like a son to me. I have to watch how much heroin you shoot in. That's what he was doing. But when he was training for fight, he never took it. And the man you've seen in that one picture with me, Frankie, with Hoffa, when he used to get out of line, they used to let Frankie go in and spar with him. Frankie used to be a fighter. Frankie used to go in there. What he used to do to him.
Frankie's a big guy to the left.
Yeah.
In the middle.
You couldn't, if you had a bet, you'd be a loser with Frankie. As big and strong as he was quiet. And he listened to me all the time. That's why when he called me, Hoffa, on the phone, I got to see it was something else.
What happened with Liston, though? What happened with Liston?
Liston killed himself. They will say somebody, he OD'd. He went down. And in the second fight, he went down. He had 6 rounds. He didn't want to come out or something. That's another one. They won money. Every boss and underboss won fortunes with that first fight. And the second fight, they cleaned up too.
Because they knew it was a setup.
Of course. Of course. He ain't going to do it. He's afraid of them. He was fearless, a big... But he was afraid of them because they would kill him. Frankie Carbo would chew him up. Frankie Carbo was the man that killed Bugsy Siegel in California, in L.A. He killed him. They got 100 other... He killed him. The man in gray did all the top killing at that time.
Who ordered it?
Who ordered it? Simple. They had the whole crew from the Italians who were building the casino, lending them the money in Vegas. They said, God, and said, no, go ahead, kill him. That's the difference. He took the money. He didn't take the money. The broad took the money and put him. He was madly in love with him. But they killed him. That's not the point. The point is, they all made money, and they killed him.
You ever met Meyer Lansky or no?
No.
Never met Meyer Lansky.
I didn't want to meet him.
I didn't want
to meet him because he gave up his friend. He gave up with Bugsy Siegel. He gave him up. Yeah, he's down there with that whore and then like that. As far as I'm concerned, you can do. He said, yes, you can kill him. And they killed him. Nice. When you go to bed at night, you get up and say, my God, look what happened.
Did you meet Bugsy or no?
Huh?
Did you meet Bugsy, Ben Siegel?
Bugsy Siegel?
Yeah.
No.
You never met him?
No.
You met any of the four like Costello, Lucky, or any of those guys? Or
no.
They're prior,
no.
they're not your era?
No.
Okay, got it. Okay, last thing here we're going to do is speed round. I'm going to give you a name. Tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
What do you call it?
Speed round.
Okay.
I'll give you a name. Tell me the first thing that
That's
comes to your
like
mind.
a kid game. Go ahead.
We're going to play a kid game. It's okay. We're going to play a kid game. All right, first name, Joey Merlino.
Spin on the ground.
Nicky Scarfo.
A demon.
Sonny Francis.
Nice man.
Sammy Gravano.
Another demon. Sammy Gambino. What did he do? He killed everybody because he couldn't go to jail. That's why he killed them. You got to understand this. That's how I rule. I went to jail. I did 29 years. I can't kill everybody. My cousin Raymond set me up. My Aunt Dolly, who's his mother. I love my Aunt Dolly. She treated me more like a mother than my mother. She said when I come home, they threw a little party. Ralphie, please, she got me. Don't kill my Raymond. They all knew me since I was a boy. Don't kill my Raymond. He didn't know what he was. I said, Aunt Dolly, let's not talk about it. Let's have another drink and we'll have it. That's the truth. My Aunt Dolly is, don't kill my son. What was I going to do? I couldn't do that. Certain things I couldn't do.
John Vesey.
A crumb. A crumb. What do you want me to say? He's a crumb. He never was any. They made him into a gangster. He ran. He shot. He got his brother killed.
Johnny Gongs.
I don't know,
Do you know Johnny Gongs?
Wait a minute. I know of him, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have no opinion.
Stephen Mazzoni.
He was with me almost every day when I was home. He bought a wig. He went bald. He bought a wig. He became a gangster. He couldn't be a gangster when all of us are dead.
Angelo Bruno.
A fine man. Like I told, whenever the judges, they asked me, a fine man, a fine old man, because he was. That's why he's dead. But he was a great boss with a lot of people.
Phil Testa.
Stinks. Let me tell you something about Phil Testa. He made his man go to see Sandone, a punk, a captain, to settle because Testa and him and Sandone were arguing. He said he'll go there. He made him go by himself. And that Zip, John Stanford, who he put in business, and put him in the working business, construction. Mm-hmm. He stinks. Why would he even be? Because they all have a story. They don't have one story like me. I don't have a story. I tell you the truth. I tell you what happened, what we did. I killed Joe McGrill. You know why? Because he told Charlie Allen, you go home, kill Ralphie. I'll give you the book. You'll be the second one in command over there because I'm coming home soon. And he did, because he told a few other guys. He tried to get somebody to bang me while I was on the street. Nice man, huh? Joe McGrill. That's why I took him for a ride. Let's go shake down the guy that's opened the new joint. Come on. I sat in the back. I ran in the back. You see the chapter I wrote on that. Perfect. And then when he pulled up, the lights are out. Ralph, what's going on here? I said, I'll tell you what's going on. I put 3 in the one hole in the back of his head. 3. Bing, bing, bing. Hollow heads. You wanted to kill me. I made him.
Next one. Jimmy Hoffa. One word.
A good man.
A good man.
Yeah.
Frank Sheeran.
A liar, pathetic, fool. A fool.
Tommy Andrada.
I wouldn't trust him.
Joe Batters.
I give him my life.
Carlo Gambino.
I'll give him my life.
Phil Leonetti.
Phil Leonetti. I don't even rank him. He's got no ranking in my...
Skinny Razor.
One of the finest men I have ever met. You shake your... One of the finest men I've ever met. If you ever met him, and you shake your hands, and you'd understand that.
George Borghese.
He's Joe Merlino's hacky. Nothing.
Sal Testa.
A fine young gangster, as tough as they come.
You know, it's amazing because obviously myself, the viewers, we hear different stories. But at the end of the day, you know, no
I didn't hear stories. You heard them.
Right. We hear stories. We hear stories. You're not included in
I'm sorry.
We hear stories.
Okay, good. Then what you're supposed? Then you gotta be the editor of people that you believe them punks. Then put it out. Be a fool. Look at all of them now. What they're doing, and what they did. Look what they did. Nothing in their life. Come on. What's your first name?
Patrick.
Patrick's a beautiful name. Patrick, listen to me. I will never tell you a lie to make you, because I know you this, that. Everything I'm telling you is the truth. And the day I go home, I'm going to be there. I'm going to think of you. And anytime you want to talk to me about any of this, let me know. Only I can't take trains like that. Or oh my God, what a train. What a fucking train. You got to be desperate. I'll get somebody to drive me. But I wish you in good humor, and don't make a lot of money. God bless you. You look like putting insurance and thing. You live your life and don't listen to people who want to come and you don't know anything about them. You know about your business. Please do what you have to do. I'll never hold anything against you. Whether you say I'm crazy, whatever you do. I told you when I tell the truth. I can't get mad at you. You say I'm a liar. Okay. You're not one of them guys. Patrick, please.
Thanks for coming out.
Final
thoughts for the audience.
So with that being said, you heard a lot of different stories. He says he's telling the truth. There's a lot of people that agree, disagree. There's a lot of different rumors and stories out there. But this is the book, if you haven't read it yet. Last Dawn Standing, The Secret Life of Mob Boss Ralph Natale, highest ranking member to become a witness. If you haven't read the book yet, click on the link below to watch it. Ralph, thanks for coming out.
You stay well and do well.
I appreciate it.
Put the insurance business.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a business.
It is a business.
Different kind of a story, right? I mean, the whole story with Jimmy Hoffa and Carlo Gambino asking him to go and do stuff with John Gotti in Atlantic City. Very different kind of a story. So if you watch this interview, you probably watch a lot of the mob interviews that we have on Valuetainment. You'll like that series. I got two other ones I want you to watch that's linked to this. One of them is with Phil Yannetti, who is also part of Philadelphia, was a former underboss. And the other one I want you to watch is Sammy Bolcarvano, because both stories were mentioned in today's interview. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.